Well, welcome to Speaking of Horses. I'm your host, Wayne Williams, and we're ready to go right here with some of the great stories from the horse industry. So join us as we get ready to go Speaking of Horses right here on this station. Well, hey, welcome to Speaking of Horses. Today, we're going to Breyerfest 30th anniversary, held at the Kentucky Horse Park, but we're here because we're going to visit with some people with the Equus Film Festival, having a Breyerfest tour stop at Kentucky Horse Park. Julienne, Neal, and then a visit with one of the performers, Mario Contrares. Let's listen. Hey, it's Wayne Williams again. Speaking of horses, we're still here at Breyerfest 2019. It is the 30th anniversary we've talked about. But my guest right now with the Equus Film Festival here that's going on as part of Breyer is Julienne Neal. Now, Julienne has been supporting this film festival for a long time. You also have a film showing.
I do.
So first of all, tell us just a little bit about your film show.
Sure. Well, I have to say, you say I'm supporting the film festival, but I'll tell you what, for 3-4 years now, it's been supporting us, and that's why we come as much as we can to all of the experiences, because Lisa Dearson has done an amazing job of putting things out there and supporting all the filmmakers. So I have to thank her every chance I get. But the film that we're going to see today is called A Pony and His Boy, and it's the story of Josh and Barry, who Josh is a relation to Lisa. Her stepdaughter Julie has a son, and he has Down syndrome, and was terrified of horses all his life until one day, sort of a fluke thing, random day, he just decided he wanted to get up on Barry, and before he could change his mind, they scooped him up and put him on, and it's been life-changing for Josh and for Barry, because Barry's a 28-year-old pony who hadn't done anything. He'd been in the field for a long time. So anyway, it's the story of disabilities, children with disabilities becoming abilities, and so the horses are the reason.
And horses are such an integral part of this.
Right,
so amazing.
Right. Well, being here with Bruce Anderson, my partner, and every chance we get to promote the horse, that's what we're about. So our nonprofit is all about that.
And speaking of promoting, you also do a tour stop for the Equus Film Festival in your town.
Yes.
Camden,
yes.
South Carolina.
Yes.
I've been there. I missed last year's because of conflict, because you were doing some date alteration, but you've changed the dates this year.
Yes, we have.
Tell us about it.
Well, in South Carolina, you can have all 4 seasons in one day. And for 4 years, well, for 3 years, we were really lucky, and we had spring-type weather and we had the film festival tour stop in February, and we were lucky for those first 3, but then this past year, it was horrendous. So instead of 70 degrees and sunny, we had 25 and 30 and rain and all that. So we decided, it's time to do something different. And so the Carolina Cup is the spring event in Camden, and we're known as the steeplechase capital of the world. And
yes, you are.
we decided that we'd like to somehow get a little bit more involved with that. And so we're having the festival this coming year 2 weeks after the Cup. And so we'll have some activities that start the weekend of the Cup, but then you have Easter weekend after that, and then we'll start Camden Film Week on April 18th, and we'll run a series of things. We have artists in residence that do all equine activities, mosaic glass, and all that.
Well, I'll tell you, the few times that I have been to Camden, which has been coming to your tour stop, if you have not been to Camden, South Carolina, make the trip. It is a very unique, quaint, beautiful town, and a lot of history there. And the thing that blew me away the first time I was there was I was expecting it to be a lot of Civil War history, and it's not. It's more Revolutionary War.
Correct.
And I just couldn't wrap around that. But the architecture, typical South Carolina look. You go out to the only U.S. steeplechase museum, they're the only one in the U.S. And the grounds, which has been part of the DuPont family's legacy. It is amazing. And I learned something when I was down there a year or two ago, and I interviewed the new manager of the Steeplechase Museum, who also runs the tack shop. Right?
That's true.
But I interviewed him. I didn't realize that one of the younger DuPont gals in the 30s 20s and 30s was married to Randolph Scott.
Okay.
And so her name was, well, Scott.
Marion DuPont Scott.
And Randolph Scott, the cowboy actor, you know, up through the 60s, I always liked Randolph Scott. And I'm like, I didn't know he was tied into this, but go to Camden, see the film festival, meet Bruce and Julienne, and all they do there. But you'll love just going around Camden as well. A lot of history.
Yeah, we're lucky. We have a great equine community, but we also have a great tourism department. So we have a lot of support from the governor, our Mayor Alfred Drakeford, and our city council. They always declare it Camden Film Week. So we're lucky.
Well, you've got all the steeplechase stuff there. You've got the only grounds where you can run the entire steeplechase race and not repeat the obstacle.
That is true. And I tell you, one of our biggest supporters has been George Sensor and his wife Sue over the years. And they had a horse called Sunshine Numbers. And so the first year we brought the festival tour stop in, Sunshine had just won the cup the year before. And so we had a little film about Sunshine. But we took it to New York that following November. And I think I was with you there in New York. The same time that we were showing his film about Sunshine Numbers, we had another horse win in the Colonial Cup that very day. So big tradition, big history with all of them.
Again, the Equus Film Festival, Camden, South Carolina tour stop will be next April, starting on the 18th of April.
And then the film's the 22nd, 23rd.
But all the festivities lead up to the films in that little theater, which is a quaint theater.
It is wonderful, wonderful place.
Julienne, thank you.
Thank you, Wayne. Good to see you.
We are here at Equus Film Festival at Breyerfest 2020. And the main film festival will be this December right back here at the Kentucky Horseman. Thank you. Hey, we at Speaking of Horses invite you to join us as we bring you many, many programs over the next few months, from retired racehorse makeover programs to horse rescue operations to therapeutic riding operations. Anything that benefits the horse, the rider, any discipline, any wonderful project. So we want you to join us right here on Speaking of Horses. We got some really good stuff coming up. And of course, you can always check out all of the other stuff we do, video as well, at speakingofhorses.com on our website. In the meantime, thanks for joining us here on this radio station. And we're going to bring you a lot more of Speaking of Horses. Hey, it's Wayne Williams, Speaking of Horses, Breyerfest 2019. It's the 30th anniversary of Breyer, and it's an amazing, amazing production. My guest right now is one of the feature performers here, Mario Contrares. Mario, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you involved in this. You get a chance talking, and I haven't seen you for a few years.
That is right.
And I guess back to the Festival of the Horse and Drum.
That's right.
Days. But you know, Mario does some wonderful things. Works with the medieval times.
That is right.
The one west side of Chicago.
That's right.
And does some fantastic dressage as well. So tell us about your experience here at Breyerfest.
Well, actually, this is going to be my second time. Last time I was here, it was at the World Equestrian Games in 2010. So very happy to be here once again. I'm here with Lisa Pearson, representing Equus Film Festival, with Barry and his boy, which is Joshua. So also representing, of course, Mario Contrares with MC Horse Training from Chicago. As always, it's a great experience to be here. You know, this place is the highlight of the year for me. It's full of people, horse lovers, so always a very fun place to be.
Oh, it is. It really is. And we are going to see later on, and we'll have some clips in this show of you and Barry in the arena later on this afternoon.
That's right.
And we're going to see that. And of course, I'm here with Lisa with the film festival as well, and putting together some interviews and things like that. But
yes,
you know, we've run into each other in many different places. I was here at the World Games, in that entertainment arena where you guys performed. And you know, this horse park is a fantastic facility to come to. It's perfect for Breyer. And it's a great place to showcase what you do. You can go out and do many different styles of riding.
That's right. I brought one of my Andalusians owned by Don Juan and Doña Maria. Montano. I brought R8 Maximo from Rothbard Andalusians. So I'm going to be doing just a little bit of what I do, a little mix of Alta Escuela with classical dressage, and I'm going to be doing probably like a 4.5 minute routine. So performing, I have this horse since he was 4 years old. He's a beautiful Andalusian stallion, R8 Maximo. So you're going to be seeing him perform as well, you know, showing up with him. So he's not just a beautiful horse, but very talented.
And you're going to do some stuff with a pony and his boy.
That is right. After my little presentation, they're going to come in. I give lessons to Barry and Joshua. So they're going to do just like a little, 1 minute, go around the arena and see how the horse has changed Joshua's life. So we're actually, trying to show the world that horses are like the best thing for humans. So here we are.
Well, and when you come to Breyer, all of the kids and all of the Breyer collectors here are a great testament to how the horse touches people.
That is right.
This is a testament to the whole thing. There are many people here who say, come into Kentucky Horse Park. They consider it the horse capital of the world. They're here at the horse park, which has a lot of fun as well. And then they go to Breyer, but their whole world, if they say they're in Manhattan, is one shelf in their apartment. So
Correct.
In Manhattan, with some Breyer models. That's their entire horse world.
That's right.
This is their chance.
Correct.
Come meet gentlemen like you, meet
Thank you.
horses, and really touch, feel, and enjoy them. And then buy the models.
That's right.
And go back on.
That's right. That's right.
It really does a nice job.
Correct. No, it's a great facility, and now they have the opportunity. I invite everybody. We're going to be here for the next couple of days. So not just showing our horses, but talking to people and trying to plant that little seed of lowing a horse or adopting a horse or buying a horse, and always trying to promote any horse.
Right.
It doesn't matter what breed it is.
Or in the case of what you do with a lot of classical writing, just watch how the horse moves.
That's right.
How you and the horse are a team and how it really works.
Correct.
Mario, thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you
to
so
see
much.
you again.
Good to see you too.
You stay with us here on Speaking of Horses because we're going around the 30th anniversary of Breyerfest riding. Well, that's our show. I'm your host, Wayne Williams. Speaking of Horses, we'll be back next week with a brand new show. Or join us at speakingofhorses.com.